I'm going to be honest, I had a totally different video in mind right now that I was working on, but I saw this video of a kid freaking out over getting a Nintendo Switch on his birthday, and it's honestly one of the most adorable things I've ever seen. Now, I grew up, obviously, with the N64 kid back in the day, and honestly, I had moments like that in my childhood. I remember getting an N64 for Christmas, and I freaked out. I remember it vividly. For those who don't know, I grew up with a family that we weren't poor, but it felt like we were poor. We always lived in kind of the crappy parts of town, in cheap apartments, cramped. I had to share a room with my sister, which for many of you, you grew up with brothers and sisters, but like I had to share a room with my sister, one bathroom, no multi-levels. It was always in like a 3-plex or a 4-plex. And not one of those nice ones, kind of a single level, shared backyard between all of us. My dad worked at Domino's Pizza, which he definitely does not regret working at Domino's Pizza. He actually worked his way all the way up to regional manager and planned to own a Domino's one day before he, in his mid-30s or in early 30s, decided, I kind of made a career shift here to YouTube. He decided in his early 30s that he just wasn't going to buy a Domino's store and went back to college and became a programmer, and now is a highly successful programmer, and is doing pretty well for himself. In fact, my parents just built their second house. But I bring all this up because the video has had some interesting reactions at times. But before we get into those reactions, why don't you guys just take a look at the video itself?
I know where it is. It's in here. Go and ask Google. Google. Hey Google, where's my birthday gift?
Happy 7th birthday, Kyler. Your birthday treasure is in the backyard near Gloria's.
Dad's over here. Present. Dad, can I open it?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering what that was. Nintendo Switch! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay, hold on.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
Pretty crazy, right? I think this is wholly a good thing. It reminds me of my childhood. But there's some people I know that obviously the kid lives with a family who's well off, or at least a middle class. Some have said that if my kids acted that way, I would slap them. I don't really understand some people's stances, I guess, against materialistic things when you're at a place that's about materialistic things. A lot of these reactions I saw at NeoGaf, but I saw some of them on YouTube as well. But here's the deal. Like, we're talking about video games, right? We're a video game channel. Obviously, on some level, there's some materialism involved. We're talking about an optional product that no one needs to survive. Unless you're talking about food, unless you're talking about shelter, unless you're talking about clothing. Those are kind of essential things you need to survive and live in life. But when we're talking about something like an entertainment medium, such as video games, we're obviously referring to something that's materialistic. And to be excited about a video game, to be excited about a console or a system, is obviously about materialism, and could, for some people, show that you don't have your priorities straight. And here's the thing. I don't get as excited about video games as I did when I was a child. The way I reacted when I got my Nintendo 64 was off the hook. I wish back then smartphones were a thing, because my parents would have had it on video. It was nuts the way that I reacted. I might have even put the N64 kid to shame. I hope that my kids one day have a reaction like this, if I'm being honest, because my children deserve it. I'm not going to apologize for my kids having some decent things in life. Even if I'm not the one that primarily provided that. Usually it's the grandparents who are more well off than I am. But I'm not going to apologize for my kids having huge reactions like that. And the negative reactions to it just baffle me, because there's very few moments in life when you can see just pure, unadulterated joy come out of any human being, let alone a child. And when you see it out of a child, it just puts life in perspective, you know? Yes, it's just a Nintendo Switch. Yes, maybe the parents forgot to buy games or they assumed it came with a game. And there's demos on the eShop you could play. But the fact is that that kid and his sister are so excited over that item. These are the kind of moments that parents should really live for. I hope one day that I get my kids a present that they react in this way, because my children deserve to be happy. You're only a child for a very limited time of your life before you hit that moment that you realize you have responsibilities, you have other things to worry about, and materialistic things start to not matter as much. And I mean, that's true for me. Yes, I run a website, or I run a YouTube channel here that deals in a video game space that's all about an optional entertainment medium, about what many people consider to be a hobby or a passion or a distraction. And I have to deal with the realities of people judging me for that every single day. Just like you have people who are movie critics and they sit there and they go to movies for a living. They literally will go to like 10, 12, 15 movies per week to write reviews and impressions about it because it's what they're passionate about. It's what their job is and all that stuff. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just a certain career path. And I enjoy going to movies. Who doesn't enjoy a good flick? If all of us could go to movies for a living, why wouldn't we? But yeah, it's just interesting seeing the conversation evolve around this. I honestly am extremely happy for that kid and that kid's parents. They obviously enjoyed the moment so much they wanted to share it online with the world. Obviously, below I'll have links to the original videos of the N64 kid and the Nintendo Switch kid, so you guys can go give some love to them and follow them if you want, and check out some other content they might be making over the years. But yeah, I just want to know your guys' thoughts on this. You know, I don't think we should take these moments away from kids, regardless of how spoiled they may be, because as adults now, we should know that these moments of pure joy are just, they kind of get stripped away as you get older, right? My next moment of pure joy will probably be when I say I do on my wedding night. Because everything else in life, you always have a zillion things running through your mind, especially once you have children. What are we going to have for dinner? Sometimes I'll stress out about that for 4 hours for literally no reason. I wish I could have more moments of that pure joy. And video games do give me joy, but I rarely enter that trance of, oh my God, I enjoy everything right now. Everything is perfect in this moment. That's a rarity. And we should be happy for that child. I hope you guys are happy for it. I just had to share this reaction with you. One, because there's this whole conversation around it in terms of what's proper and what's not proper. And two, just because who doesn't want to, I mean, I'm smiling watching this video. Hope you smiled watching it too. I'm Nathaniel Rufflejans from Nintendo Prime. And if you like this video, you know what to do. And if you dislike the video, hit that dislike button, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one.